Coucou, bonjour, bonjour. Welcome to Walk With Me. Walk With Me is me sharing my journey with you, my journey to a healthier and better version of myself. On this video today, I will be showing you how I wash my vegetables and prepare and store them up in the refrigerator for future use. You should know that it is very important to wash your vegetables as soon as you get back from the market, because you buy them, they are so dirty and they come with a lot of impurities. Yes, with a lot of impurities from the farms. Not all the vegetables are being washed or sanitized at the level of the market or at the level of the supermarket. Because on this Saturday I went to the supermarket first and then headed to the market. So I got fresh vegetables, so I'll be showing you how I wash and prepare and keep them in the refrigerator. Today is going to be very special. Oui, très spécial, parce que I will be speaking in French and in English. Yes, I am a little bit bilingual because I come from a bilingual country. But my language of instruction is English, as you may have noticed. Yes, I speak un peu français, small. It's not easy, but then welcome to Africa. No water is flowing, but that's not an issue. I have water stored in some bottles outside, so I am just going to get them and then come add into the sink so that I can go ahead with washing my vegetables. Just like I told you, today is going to be gisting and washing of vegetables. Yes, since I decided to change the way I do things and then incorporate some kind of vegetables into my life, I think that I am trying my best to live healthy. I am trying my best, in as much as it's not easy, but I am really trying my best to be the better version of myself by introducing and incorporating more vegetables in my meals than usual. So you can see me adding some baking soda into the water. I will begin by washing my eggs because I have a feeling that since they've been laid from the ashes of the chicken, it gives me the vibes that it's so unclean. You know, if I don't wash them and keep them, I still wash them again on the day I want to use them. Oh, I won't feel very okay eating those eggs. So that's why I will always begin by washing my eggs and storing them before even beginning to wash the vegetables. J'ai déjà dit, today I will be gisting you. There is this lady who has been trending on social media. Her name is Mirabelle. If you go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, and then you just type the story of Mirabelle, what happened to Mirabelle, I want to believe that you would find people talking about it. You will find bloggers reporting because it is really trending, like I speak to you right now. What happened to Mirabelle? What makes Mirabelle present in all the blogs and on the news these days? Mirabelle came out with a very sorrowful video in which she was crying. She was trying to explain that something bad really happened to her, that she couldn't sleep. Yes, she's been suffering from insomnia. So there are days where she needs to take maybe alcohol or some kind of substances to be able to sleep. Yeah, she also makes us understand in her very teary and sorrowful video that she is an orphan. She doesn't have anyone else in this world. She's all alone and she's renting somewhere and she lives there alone. So on this unfaithful day, as the story has it, she was in her house. She's been struggling to sleep. she couldn't sleep until it was almost dawn. Then at about 6 a.m. in the morning, she had to take some alcohol, and then I don't know if she said she mixed something else with Sprite, and then she gulped it down. Then she was able now to catch some sleep, and that she's been sleeping for just a bit, and then she heard someone knocking at her door, and she was so sleepy and drowsy at the same time because of the alcohol she had consumed earlier that day. So since she was unable to sleep, she was unable to take, and the alcohol she had taken helped her to fall asleep. So when someone was knocking at her door, she was feeling a little bit drowsy. She went to open the door, yes, and she said she really couldn't remember what happened to her, but it's like the man entered into her house, and then she slept off, and then she only felt that the man was touching her inappropriately in inappropriate places, and she could not restrain herself. She could not shout because this man had locked her mouth, and then she could only murmur. She tried to murmur, she tried to shout, but she could not, and that she knew that her neighbors had gone to church and she was all alone in the compound, so there is no way no one could come in to help her. So she just had to stick by her tears, or maybe her only ability to murmur, and then maybe just give in. So she got tired. So she went on to explain how this man took advantage of her in that state, and that her PUSSY was so tight, so this man had to use a blade to cut it open, and then he violated her. So she continued to explain that in the advent of this situation, nobody heard, and then she only woke up much later and met the door ajar. So she saw that she had bled so much, resulting from the wound she sustained from the blade, and the blade was right beside her. So she began to cry, and then she decided to do the video because she needed justice. She needed someone to talk about it. She needed someone to come to her aid, because there is no way she could go through something like that and then not let somebody know. So she made a video and uploaded that video on TikTok. So when people on TikTok saw the video, they began to share the video and demand for investigations and justice for Mirabel. All right. So now some very big blogs picked up the video, and then they rebroadcasted the video, and then began to ask for people who know her to come through, to send her contact so she could be contacted, so she can file a police case. So she got help from many bloggers who were willing. Bloggers with very big, very huge platforms on TikTok, on YouTube, and even on Facebook. They contacted her, and then one of the bloggers had to pick up the case to ensure that she went to the hospital, because she said she hadn't gone to the hospital because she didn't have the means to do so. So she was credited with some amount of money to go to the hospital. So when she went to the hospital, she called back and she was recorded saying that she had gone to the hospital. What they did was just first aid. So they needed to go to a proper hospital where some tests could be carried out, so that people will actually ascertain the level of damage, or to find out at least what had happened to her. So because where they went, which was close by, was just a medical center, and what she had in that medical center was just a first aid treatment. The long and short of it is she now went to the hospital, and then she did what she was supposed to do at the hospital, and then she now moved to the police station to lay a complaint. Yes, at the level of the police station, she had to tell the police officers what had happened to her, just like how she had narrated on the video. But now what seems to be a little bit difficult to understand was, in the case of RAPE, the victim behaves in a certain kind of way. You would know that actually this thing happened to this person, but she was too, would I say, brave. She was so energetic and strong, based on what she said she had gone through, and the way she behaved was really different or difficult to understand. So when the blogger who had picked up her case and even sent her money to go to the hospital and to the police station began to ask her questions, she was unable to answer some of the questions. Most of the things she started saying were not tying to what she had earlier said. Now that's when the blogger now realized that maybe there is something fishy going on. Maybe Mirabel is not telling the world what actually transpired. So when she was at the police station, she gave her statement, and then the police commissioner came out to give his own word that he had received the complaint and he was going to open an investigation, and whatever they found out during the investigation is going to be made public, because it is something that should not be encouraged in the community. So that is how she left the police station. But now at this point, many people began to follow up with the blogger, the things she said in her previous video and the things the blogger had been investigating and bringing up also on his platform were not tallying. Also, the calls he made to her, he recorded the calls and uploaded the calls to his page, so it was also not tallying. That is how on TikTok, members of Mirabel's compound came out to say their own 2 cents, and they all said that Mirabel was telling a lie, that first of all, she has been duping people, telling people that her parents had passed, and that her parents had passed long ago, but she had been telling people that her parents recently passed and they've been contributing money to her, that was a scam, that she's somebody who tells a lot of lies, and also that she is a lesbobo, Lesbian, yes, lesbobo. So she naturally has hate for men, and not that somebody did something to her. That when she came out to say that she was violated, it was just a way of maybe trying to paint a negative picture for all the men out there. Now the thing is, RAPE is a demonic practice. It is very bad, and we have victims amongst us all the time. So when things like this happen, people actually have to come out, to cry out for justice. But if someone would lie in this manner just to have pity, just to have people follow her page, because she moved from 5,000 subscribers to almost about 20,000 in a few days. So just for clout on social media, I think it is not something that should be encouraged. So her neighbors came out to say on Sunday, they said Sunday, she said she was violated. They were all at home, they didn't go to church like she claimed, that they all did not see anything. There's a certain lady who said she was outside the building, she was doing laundry, and she did the laundry for most of the morning period, and then the other guy said he was outside most of the afternoon period. They didn't see anyone enter or leave their municipality or their compound that day, and whatever Mirabel had said is a lie. So now that is how the blogger who had picked up Mirabel's case began to show her the videos that are circulating online. Say, do you know this man? He says he is your neighbor. Is this true? And Mirabel accepts, yes, he's my neighbor. But he said you were not violated, that nothing happened to you, that what you have said happened to you is not true, and you claim that you're an orphan, your mother had died long ago, but you keep pretending and collecting money from people who are who pity you. Is this true? She said yes. So it means what you said in your video is a lie. Is that so? She also said yes. So it is proven now that Mirabel had been lying all along. Now, this is a very, very bad thing to do. To come out and claim that someone has violated you when it is not true. This blocks people who are actually being violated not to be able to come out, or even if they do, people will not believe them. They will only say that, did someone not say that they did this to her, meanwhile she was lying, you know? So long and short of it is, the blogger who took her case now began to investigate her after she said that those things her neighbors had said was true. So they began to investigate to find out what the matter really is. So in the nutshell, the blogger was like trying to let us know that Mirabel was in a dark space. She was going through some kind of mental issues in quotes, or mental challenge in quotes, that maybe she's been too depressed since she lost her family, since she's an orphan, and then she's been seeking solace in her friends, her female friends, and then that led her into being a lesbobo. And now she doesn't have affection for men, or doesn't appreciate the presence of men and stuff, and then maybe she wants to now maybe retaliating to the relationships she has around with men. Now the big part I missed out from this story is Mirabel had she created another TikTok channel, and then wrote a message to herself, describing her body, and telling, let me just say, the message was reading that your body is so soft, you need for someone to be penetrating you, because you were so tight. I had to use a blade so I could get across. I am rich, I am wealthy, my family members are in positions of authority. There's nothing you can do to me. Even if you decide to do anything, you won't be able to do anything, because I have money. I'm going to buy any officers, I'm going to buy any judge or lawyers or police. I will be able to block the case, and you will receive no justice. The reason is I have confronted you twice. You did not accept me. You did not let me talk to you. I love you. I will always love you, but you have always rejected me. I cannot take rejection. I refuse to take rejection. So that is why I have decided to violate you. Take credit for your breasts, they are good. Take credit for your body, it was very soft, and for the PUSSY that was not touched. I am glad I am the first person to get in and stuff, some kind of dark energy message that she wrote to herself, and then sent it to herself, because she created the second account that wrote. So she was like trying to impersonate a man sending that message to her actual violator. So my big question is, how can someone think in this direction? You think something this bad, something this negative, how can you be so demonic for you to be able to think in such light? So I was really shocked when it had to be proven or revealed that Mirabel was lying. And personally, guys, I think she should be locked up. She should be punished for doing that, because it is really bizarre. How can a lady take upon herself to disgrace the entire female food like that? Nobody touched you. You did whatever you did. You even came to social media to seek for sympathy. What a shame. Where are we driving to? I was very, very shocked. I was shocked to hear that it was all a lie. At first time, I want to believe that she has been arrested, something like that, or maybe she's been kept somewhere for investigations. But nonetheless, what she did was terrible. She needs to face the law. Thank you so much if you have been listening right up to this point. Like, share, and subscribe. And do not forget to eat clean.